Croft here with Pancon Resources. It's a beautiful morning here on April 27th, 2021. I'm in my Charlotte home office, about an hour and 15 minutes drive from the Brewer Gold and Copper Project in Chesterfield County, South Carolina. This video is to provide a little bit of color commentary on the very exciting news release that we just put out a few hours ago. And the headline is Pancon reports significant copper in discovery holes 4 and 5. So this is the Brewer Gold and Copper Project. We're going to talk about 3 key messages today and highlight a couple of the figures that you'll see in that news release. This news release is building on our news release from March the 2nd, where we just reported gold only for holes 4 and 5 and gold and multi-element geochemistry for hole number 2. Remember, we had 7 diamond holes in phase 1. 2 of those diamond holes at the top were sonic holes. So we're still waiting on results for diamond holes 6 and 7 and sonic holes 1 and 2. But let's get into it right now. I've got a slide here with 3 key messages. 1, the copper is real. This is increasingly a value story. 2, Pancon is onto something big. Size is important in exploration, and this is a growth story in addition to a value story. 3, phase 2 is already underway. We've got 4 sonic holes drilled. Tomorrow, April 28th, we start the diamond drilling. We've got good momentum, and we're going to optimize our processes to get better turnaround times and more news coming out about our progress and hopefully our continued success. So let's dig in just a little bit here. I'm going to put up right now one of the figures, figure number 1 from our news release. And this is a cross section looking west. You can see the old pit there in the dotted line. It only went about 55 to 65 meters below surface. And you can see holes number 4 and 5 that go through the backfill and below into the fresh bedrock below the former mine. On March the 2nd, we reported the gold results for holes 4 and 5. Today, we're adding the copper results. And then when you combine the gold and the copper with a certain set of assumptions and a formula, you get gold equivalent. Well, you can see here that the gold and the copper correlate very strongly. So again, this is corroborating our working hypothesis from the beginning that this is a very large mineralized gold to copper mineralized system. It's an epithermal high sulfidation system that probably sits atop of a big copper porphyry heat engine below. If we were just to look at the highest concentration of copper values and not based on how they correlate with the gold values, you will see very compelling and interesting intersections of the exact same length or thickness, 7.6 meters. And that's in holes 4 and 5. And each of them are just about 1% copper. And because holes 4 and 5 are 110 meters apart on its north-south axis in the middle of and below the former mine, this suggests a copper-rich horizon and possible continuity in that zone. And this is just less than 200 meters below surface. So when you see 1% copper that far apart, it's pretty exciting. Now, I talked about gold equivalents. And when you see the table here on this image, you can see for holes 4 and 5, it's pretty exciting how the gold equivalent numbers really gets a boost from the just gold results. So for instance, in hole 5, you got 115 meters of almost 1.2 grams per ton gold equivalent. In hole 5, just 110 meters away, you've got 181 meters of almost 1.7 grams per ton gold equivalent. That's a 22-story building. I mean, this is a lot of gold that we're finding right under the mine. Now we know that copper is associated with it. So this really is exciting. And that's where that value is being driven. So number 2, the growth. This is a growth story. The size, we're starting to get a picture that there is something big here, relatively near surface. So you see strong gold copper correlation in holes 4 and 5. And you recall back in last fall with the 90 RAB holes, the shallow rotary air blast holes that we drilled, more than 90% of every sample in all of those had anomalous detectable gold. Well, guess what? In holes 1 through 5, diamond holes 1 through 5 in phase 1, which we reported on today. And by the way, the complete certificates of analysis with all the results are available on our website. And there's a link to that in the news release today. But Of all those 5 holes, about 1,333 samples, 86% of those samples have detectable gold with a cutoff grade of 0.025 grams per ton gold. That's pretty exciting. And again, it shows us that there's a continuity of widespread anomalous gold everywhere here. So again, it underscores the value and the growth aspects of this story. Number 3, phase 2 is underway. On April the 6th, our sonic drill partner Cascade started drilling, and they just finished yesterday 4 new holes. We're now going to put up figure 3 from the news release that came out this morning, and that's going to show you where those 7 diamond and including those 2 sonic holes from phase 1 are. And then in yellow, you'll see the first 4 holes of phase 2. Now we finished the sonic holes going through the backfill material through the old mine with Cascade. And today, our diamond drilling partner, Logan Drilling, out of Sandersville, Georgia, is mobilizing. Tomorrow, they're going to start drilling those 4 holes that you see in yellow there. And we got some really exciting blast hole data that we modeled. This is historic assays, more than 45,000 historic assays from the former mine from the past. And we modeled that, and we put some information about this out in our news release of April the 1st. Well, that has really helped us target these phase 2 holes. So you can see here that those are kind of moving from holes 4 and 5 on that north-south traverse a little bit to the east and down. We have 1 hole into the former B6 pit, which was one of the 3 pits. There was a main pit, a B6 pit, and a northwest trend pit. We've also been optimizing our drilling, our sampling, and our laboratory procedures. Later this week on Friday, we've got a truck going up to Ontario to SGS Labs, delivering all of the samples from those first 4 sonic holes, as well as some surface samples from some outcrop sampling work we've been doing on the larger Jefferson Brewer footprint, 2,600 acres. So we're really excited. We've got a lot going on. We've got value, we've got growth, and we've got momentum. Please check out that news release on our website and our updated corporate presentation, and we'll be talking soon. Until then, it's all for now.